Episode 3 by Mrie Henry, The Strange Mourners. What are we going to do? What will I do without her? I love her so much. I can't live without her. Mr. Todd turned to his wife. Mama, get Vance some hot coffee. Make some for you and me too. Put some brandy in it. It will help all of us. Vance needs it. He is almost frozen. While they waited for the coffee, they sat at the kitchen table and listened to the howling wind buffet the house as if its spirit too was broken. Vance sat with his head in his hands and sobbed. Mr. and Mrs. Todd held each other and stared in disbelief at the still form of their beloved Mrie under the coats on the couch by the stove. The news of Marie's death spread throughout the community quickly. Neighbors gathered despite the storm at the Todd house. The women prepared Marie's body for burial. The men made her coffin of rough lumber and began to dig her grave in the graveyard that was adjacent to the church. 3 of the young men went to inform the parish priest who lived 15 miles away in the town of Bathurst. He promised to come to Tiddygorsh on the 4th day of the wake to bury Mrie. The weather turned bitter cold, but the neighbors kept their watch by Marie's side and gave their comfort to her husband and parents. It took the young men 3 days to dig Marie's grave because of the snow and the cold. On the final night of the wake, many neighbors were gathered at the Todd home. Young Vance did not leave the side of Marie's coffin. At midnight, the door opened and a stranger walked in and stood silently by the casket. He spoke to no one. He just stood by the coffin. He was dressed in black and carried a black leather bag.